There are several attacks on India we are discussing with you. Hello friends, this is Trace Dash and we have provide interesting videos every day for you. On 14 February 2019, a convoy of 78 vehicles transporting more than 2,500 Central Reserve Police Force (CRPF) personnel from Jammu to Srinagar was traveling on National Highway 44. The convoy had left Jammu around 3:30 IST and was carrying a large number of personnel due to the highway having been shut down for 2 days prior. The convoy was scheduled to reach its destination before sunset. At Lathpora near Wantapora, around 15:15 IST, a bus carrying security personnel was rammed by a car carrying explosives. It caused a blast which killed 40 CRPF personnel of the 76th Battalion and injured many others. The injured were moved to the Army Base Hospital in Srinagar. Pakistan-based militant group Jaish-e-Mohammed claimed responsibility for the attack. They also released a video of the assailant Adil Ahmed Dar, a 22-year-old from Kakapura, who had joined the group a year earlier. 3/24/25 Dar's family had last seen him in March 2018 when he left his house on a bicycle one day and never returned. Pakistan denied any involvement, though Jaish-e-Mohammed's leader, Masood Azhar, is known to operate in the country. It is the deadliest terror attack on India's state security personnel in Kashmir since 1989. At around 5:30 am on 18 September, 4 militants attacked an Indian Army Brigade headquarters in Uri, near the line of control, in a pre-dawn ambush. They were said to have lobbed 17 grenades in 3 minutes. As a rear administrative base camp with tents caught fire, 17 Army personnel were killed during the attack. An additional 19 to 30 soldiers were reported to have been injured. A gun battle ensued lasting 6 hours, during which all the 4 militants were killed. Combing operations continued to flush out additional terrorists thought to be alive. Most of the soldiers killed were from the 10th Battalion, Dogra Regiment, 10 Dogra, and 6th Battalion, Bihar Regiment, 6 Bihar. One of the injured soldiers succumbed to his injuries on 19 September at RR Hospital in New Delhi, followed by another soldier on 24 September, bringing the death toll to 19. The casualties were primarily believed to have occurred as a result of non-fire retardant transition tents. This was the time of a troops shift, whereby troops from 6 Bihar were replacing troops from 10 Dogra. The incoming troops were housed in tents, which are normally avoided in sensitive areas around the lock like Uri. The attackers snuck into the camp breaching heavy security and seemed to know exactly where to strike. 7 of the personnel killed were support staff, including cooks and barbers. The 2008 Mumbai attacks, also referred to as 26/11s, were a series of terrorist attacks that took place in November 2008 when 10 members of Lashkar-e-Taiba, a terrorist organization based in Pakistan, carried out 12 coordinated shooting and bombing attacks lasting 4 days across Mumbai. The attacks, which drew widespread global condemnation, began on Wednesday 26 November and lasted until Saturday 29 November 2008. At least 174 people died, including 9 attackers, and more than 300 were wounded. 8 of the attacks occurred in South Mumbai at Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, Mumbai Chabad House, the Oberoi Trident, the Taj Palace and Tower, Leopold Cafe, Kama Hospital 16, the Nariman House, the Metro Cinema, and in a lane behind the Times of India building and St. Xavier's College. There was also an explosion at Mazagaon, in Mumbai's port area, and in a taxi at Bilperl. By the early morning of 28 November, all sites except for the Taj Hotel had been secured by the Mumbai Police and Security Forces. On 29 November, India's National Security Guards, NSG, conducted Operation Black Tornado to flush out the remaining attackers. It culminated in the death of the last remaining attackers at the Taj Hotel and ended the attacks. Pakistan condemned the attacks. Ajmal Kasab, the sole surviving attacker, disclosed that the attackers were members of the terrorist group Lashkar-e-Taiba, among others. The government of India said that the attackers came from Pakistan and their controllers were in Pakistan. Pakistan later confirmed that the sole surviving perpetrator of the attacks was a Pakistani citizen. On 9 April 2015, the foremost ringleader of the attacks, Zakir Rehman Lakhvi, was released on bail and disappeared. In 2018, former Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif suggested that the Pakistani government played a role in the 2008 Mumbai The 2016 Pathankot attack was a terrorist attack committed on 2 January 2016 by a heavily armed group which attacked the Pathankot Air Force Station, part of the Western Air Command of the Indian Air Force. 4 attackers and 2 security forces personnel were killed in the initial battle, with an additional security force member dying from injuries hours later. The gun battle and the subsequent combing operation lasted about 17 hours on 2 January, resulting in 5 attackers and 3 security personnel dead. Further 3 soldiers died after being admitted to hospital with injuries, raising the death toll to 6 soldiers. On 3 January, fresh gunshots were heard, and another security officer was killed by an EID explosion. The operation continued on 4 January, and a 5th attacker was confirmed killed. Not until a final terrorist was reported killed on 5 January was the anti-terrorist operation declared over, though further searches continued for some time. The attack received wide international condemnation. Though the United Jihad Council, a Kashmir-based militant group, claimed responsibility for the attack on 4 January, the attackers, who were wearing Indian Army fatigues, were subsequently suspected to belong to Jaish-e-Mohammed, an Islamist militant group designated a terrorist organization by India, the US, the UK and the UN. The attack led to a breakdown in India-Pakistan relations, which remained largely unresolved as of September 2019. Media reports suggested that the attack was an attempt to derail a fragile peace process meant to stabilize the deteriorated relations between India and Pakistan, as several pieces of evidence were found linking the attackers to Pakistan.